beer, I would say iced tea.
Sure. Don't care either way.
I don't either. I figured I'd put it in.
I remember the first show we did with someone saw that and was like, how dare you? So, we're all racers. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of WFO Wednesdays, live from the Lights Out Lounge. I'm Mark Beaudry, Mike Parks, and Kyle Templeton.
Slim Shady.
Slim Shady.
Slim
There
Shady.
it is.
Yeah.
I know, I was just down in the pits. I'm like, I got to find Kyle. I was like, how do you miss a 17-foot-tall dude in the pits? Found you. How do you even fit in a car?
So I pretty much just make my seat to the floor. That's just how it happens.
What were you out here testing tonight?
So I have a pure stock. I've had it for like a year. I just kind of, mess with it here and there. I figured I'd bring it out, see what I can do. Eventually, my uncle Robin Bly, he's going to drive it. So he'll do a couple races in it.
That should be fun.
Yeah, he hasn't been in a race car since, I believe, 91, 92.
Holy crap, has it been that long?
Yeah.
You're
Wow.
old.
Yeah, I remember it like yesterday. He showed up at my trailer last year. He's like, you don't remember me. I was like, of course I do. Worked with my dad at Sullivan for a long time, years ago. So obviously you have that tie to the racing community. For people that don't know, who is your racing family?
So Jerry Bly
Yep.
is my uncle. Nathan Bly is my grandfather. And then you got
That's where the car number came from.
yeah. So 671 is my grandfather's old racing number. He just took Jerry's number and just swapped it around a little bit. So
It's interesting.
yeah, and
Do we know how Jerry came up with that number?
what I've heard was that's just what the gearing he had.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So-
interesting.
Well, back in the day, those big Ford floaters,
Yeah.
that's probably what they had in them, was like a 617 or a 613
Yep.
for a gear or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so needed that, but and then you got Robin Bly and then Corey Bly and
It's a whole racing family.
yeah, I mean everybody's pretty much racing.
You could throw anything around here and hit a Bly with something. So they're everywhere around the racetrack. Yes, Kyle's correct. If Steve said that is correct, that is the
Yes.
gearing. So
Perfect. Yeah. Also,
Steven.
Steven is my cousin, so yeah.
we got to get Steve up here.
We should have a Bly family feud on the racetrack in pure stocks or something.
Yeah.
That'd be
I think
pretty
I'll
cool.
smoke them.
Yeah. I think
so.
the gauntlet.
I think I got the front wheel drives on them. They definitely got the rear one on
gauntlet
them.
has been laid down. Just saying.
We should get you, Robin, and Steve on here and do Bly family trivia some night. I think that would be something that's a little bit fun. So what took you so long to get into a race car?
I'm not really sure. I did help Nick Little quite a bit, and that's kind of what really got me interested in it. And then I was here when I was a kid watching the racing. I was always here with my grandparents all the time. But yeah, it just happened. Just 2018, I was like, I should just do this myself. So that's when I started and kept going.
How'd you pick a mini stock? You started with the pure stock, I believe.
Yeah, I started pure stock, and then I don't know. I just like front wheel drive. I'm comfortable in it.
It's the generation of 4 cylinders, and if you give him a V8 with a carburetor, he probably would look at me like I have. He has 2 heads trying to figure out. Same way I look at those 4-cylinder shit to these guys race with computers and wires and.
The lap times on those things, we were looking at that last week and looking at the lap times. I was like, holy crap, some of them turn faster
fast.
lap times than the super streets.
Yeah,
So,
they're fast. They're
especially
definitely
down
fast.
at Monadnock, they do. I was blown away by that.
I like to go against, me and Brandon Gray one-on-one out there one time.
Brandon would do that.
I would do it too.
Okay.
My mini
All right.
and his.
Mike,
his
pull
pure
that
stock
mic up
as
in front of your
well.
mouth just a little. There you go. That'd be fun to see. Got to do it when I'm here, though.
Oh, yeah, we can do
want to
that.
televise that.
Yeah.
I think the
that'd be
minis
fun.
race for the next 3 weeks. So.
Yeah.
Not here the next 3 weeks. I'm at Lee, I believe, the next 3 in a row, I think, unfortunately. So let's go down through some
2 in a
results. 2 in a row? Yeah, I think it is
you're
2 in
back
a row.
here for the MRS race, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I am back
13th,
here for the MRS race.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean unfortunately, but
No.
I can throw a stone and hit my house, so my commute when we race at Claremont is fairly close. So we were here for MDP Motorsports Productions. Was here on Sunday. That was a fun day.
It was a fun day. Yeah.
Pure Stocks, you guys had 15 of them out there. Gage Dillingham,
I didn't see a lap of that race.
I don't think you saw a lap of many races.
Not much at all.
I heard somebody yelling for you on the radio, and I see you walking around out back with no radio. I'm like, Mike, someone's looking for you for something. Gage Dillingham, Kyle Kenny, Jimmy Zellman, Carter Conroy, Colton Hall, Tim Taft, Travis Hand, Nathan Waterman, Ethan Mayette, and Trevor Chamberlain round out your top 10. What kind of car won the Super Streets, he's asking. I don't remember who won.
Oh, it's a ham car.
Yeah, but it's a metric, isn't it?
It's a metric car. Oh, that must be Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah, Bob, it's not your metric car, just saying.
I haven't seen him out with the car yet still.
Yeah. We'll get to the Super Streets, Bob. Just relax, take a deep breath, and we'll get to it.
Maybe. We might. But because Bob wants it, maybe we won't.
Yeah, maybe we'll just skip it.
Gage Dillingham also won his heat, and Carter Conroy won his heat. Good to see the D41 up front. Was
that race
interesting.
as competitive and as good as all the other ones have been all year long?
It was a pretty good race.
Yep.
Yeah, it absolutely was a pretty good race. I'm trying to see if there's anything here. Looking for big jumps here. Colton Hall started 11th, ended up finishing 5th. So, I mean, that's a pretty good
there was only like
swing.
one caution early in that race too, right? Or did it go green to checker?
I think there was a caution.
Yeah, so I think somebody said there was just like one quick caution.
Dave Smith was involved in something at one point. I remember.
That was early in the race. I remember seeing Dave come through the pit area.
I honestly, when I'm in there broadcasting,
Yeah,
though, I'm not really paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
6 shooters. We had Michael Yetton out on top with Steve Miller Jr., Brady Lamont, Steve Miller Sr., Michael Casey, Raven Streeter, Travis Sykes, Lincoln Herschel, Maya Bell, and Garrett Berry, Megan Bell, and David Bell. They had 12 of them here today, so might as well run
That was
through them
awesome.
all.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good race.
And there again, I didn't see a lap of it.
Did you see a lap of any of them?
I see the Granite State race, and I think I watched about the first 20 laps of the Super Street race, and that's about all I saw all day Sunday.
So that race was pretty decent. You had Yetton starting P7, ended up finishing first. Let's see. Weather looks great for next Sunday. Mill City weather always chimes in and helps us out here.
Yeah, well, Sunday's for Hudson.
Sunday, yeah, he's out of Hudson area.
Okay, all right, okay. That's good.
It's nice having your own personal weatherman to actually send a message and be like, what should we do?
Yeah.
And he always comes through with us. Ridge Runners, you had Carlos Grenier coming home, P1, Trevor Young, Jimmy Rhodes, Jake Snide, Madison Cousineau, Brianna Buck, and Seth Drown. Seth had a really good run going. I know Mike's like, I have no idea.
I got no clue.
He had a really good run going, and I don't know what happened. I think it was
I think I
one lap to
read
go.
somewhere he had some motor issues, and he's got to do some motor work.
Pulled off and into the pits. I think it was final lap too, and he was running really good up front. So they always say those cars, 2 laps to go, Cheddar's telling me. So, all right, Super Streets. Maybe we should wait. We should go to Granite State Pro Stocks first and make Bob wait for Super Streets.
Whatever you want to do. I don't care.
All right. I don't know anything that happened in the Granite State race because the results aren't where I can see them.
Well, who won? Wayne Hallowell.
Wayne Halliwell won.
Yeah. Hang on. I got it all here. It was
Joey Pole was looking really good for most of the race.
Joey Pole and Wayne Hallowell put on a phenomenal race, and those two raced each other. Joey stepped out at the beginning of the race, and then Wayne got by him, and they swapped the lead 2 or 3 different times, and they raced each other with respect. I mean, they raced side by side for multiple laps, and I don't think they touched each other once. Just how you're supposed to do it. It was a phenomenal race. At the end of the race, Wayne was first, Joey Pole was second. Who was third?
I'm looking.
Oh, Jeremy Sorrell was third. Cole Roby was fourth, and Mike Mitchell rounded out the top 5. 125 laps. I think it was like 40 minutes to run the 125 laps, something like that. It was a very I'm going to say uneventful race because it was very competitive and it was a good race to watch.
It's great when you can see two guys at the top of their game up front swapping it back and forth and still race clean and both finish. So
Yeah, I mean, we had a caution on the opening lap. So I don't feel got stacked up or whatever coming to the green, and somebody, Cam Curtis spun, so we threw the caution there. And then on the restart, I think we went 70, 75 laps before the next caution, and it was only like 2 or 3 cautions in the race. No major wrecks. All the cautions were just minor spins, and DJ had a flat. There was he brought a caution out. He started, I don't know, he was running third at the time, and I don't know if he had anything for Joey or Wayne, but he was very, very competitive, and then just the right front went down. So
yeah, that sucks. He was moving through the field, and
Yeah.
I love listening to Marco announce. So
Yeah.
anytime I get to hear Marco announce a race, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, moving over to the Super Streets. We had Heat 1. Hagar came out on top, followed by Andrew Moore and Cody Schoolcraft. Heat 2, we had Weasel Chris Riando, Chris Fanning, and Colton Martin coming home P3. Looking through here.
there was a couple guys, and I don't know what heat race it was, but they failed post-race tech.
Yes.
So that put them
Charlie Baldwin.
Charlie and
Justin Beecher.
And Justin Beecher. Both were too low. They fixed it and started in the back of the feature, and both had really, really good runs throughout the day.
Yeah, Beecher.
Charlie came back and finished second.
And he went to the back twice.
Yeah, like I said, I think I watched the first 25, 26 laps, and I got off doing something else. And yeah, I think all in all, that race was really good. I mean, I think they had a couple of wrecks.
Yeah, 60 laps, took 41 minutes and
Yeah.
16 seconds. So Cody Schoolcraft, I'll tell you, he had his
Cody
stuff
was on a rail.
figured out. That car was
he was on a rail. Hey, plus minus system. He had the luck of the draw. He started where he needed to start in a heat race, and he ended up on the pole for the feature, and didn't have to use this stuff up where the 00 car Brandon and Justin and Charlie had to come from the back and probably used up a lot of their shit coming up to the front.
Oh, yeah.
to get to them. But Charlie had a good run. Charlie, and he hasn't raced here. He won here last fall, and the Turkey Day race, he won that.
Yep.
But he's only run here 2 or 3 times, and
He runs pretty competitive wherever he goes.
And Justin was good too. Where did Justin end up finishing? 5th, 4th, 5th,
Fourth. Started 20th, finished 4th.
Yeah,
Cody Schoolcraft came home P1. Charlie Baldwin started 19th.
yeah.
Finished second, and he got sent to the back of the pack at one point throughout the race and still came back up to second. I think it was 30 laps in, so he had already made his way up, and it took him another 30 to get back up there. Sonhalter came home P3. Justin Beecher started 20th, finished 4th. Corey Fanning started 10th, finished 5th. Brandon Gray started 18th, finished 6th. Chris Riando, 7th. Aiden White finished 8th. Ryan Farewell, 9th. Steve Bly came home in 10th. Good to see Steve back in the Super Street. I wonder if he's watching. Do you like it more than you like the Outlaw, or what? We're going to get you in one more often?
The 00, he started scratch.
Yep.
Yeah, or close to it. He had a problem coming
18.
out. Yeah, coming out for the heat race. The car shut off backing out of his pit stall. I guess the distributor shit the bed or something, and so he missed his heat. So that put him in the back of the feature.
Put him in 18th. The only thing that was behind him was the 2 DQ cars, which is how that works. So those go to the back of the field. Let's see. Josh Gerard 11th, Chip LaGuire 12th, Andrew Morin 13th, which I was surprised about because Morin usually runs up front wherever he goes.
I saw Andrew. He was good early in the day, and I remember seeing him pull out. Did he finish?
He finished 4 laps down.
Yeah, so he pulled. I think he pulled out right toward the end. I remember seeing him come up pit road.
Yeah, Colton Martin finished 14th. Joe Tatro 15th. Robbie Streeter 16th. He had some sort of I remember him
He was
sideways.
in a wreck.
Yeah,
he was in a wreck.
Tim Churchill 17th. Austin Flanagan 18th. Leighton Lutz 19th. And Robert Hagar came home in 20th.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Robert. Brian, our race director, Brian Callan, says, hey, he asked me what I was doing. I said, I'm just kind of wandering around the pit area doing what I got to do. He says, go over and thank the driver of the 91. And so I found out what he did, and so I went over and saw Robert, and he lost his brakes. So instead of pulling a caution, he pulled to the infield, went to the infield, drove across the racetrack when the track was clear, and drove to the pit area, and didn't stop on the racetrack to go out with caution. I mean,
I love that.
That's what you do. Like Robert said, he said, "Hey, during the caution, my foot, the brakes didn't seem right, and on the restart, I had no brakes." And I said, "Yep, that's it for me today." He says, "I'm not going to wreck myself and wreck somebody else along with it." So, hats off to Robert for doing the right thing.
Steve Bly said, "I have a much better appreciation of advanced technology. It was fun for sure. Huge shout out to Travis Sykes for giving up his ride." Chris Carver says, "Are you still awake, Kyle?" I think so.
Yeah, I wasn't here this weekend. I was building a bunch of stuff.
He walked in and he saw the mini stock trophy. He's like, "I'm just eyeing up the one I'm winning this weekend."
No, we got some competitors I believe are going to be showing up this week.
So, Mr. Parks, you ventured down to Hudson.
Yeah, I went to
on
Hudson
Monday.
on Sunday. Outlaws. I went down to support the Outlaw division. They had 10 cars. Monday. Yeah,
I know this
Monday.
whole weekend's
Yes,
been
yeah,
weird.
yes. I felt bad for Bobby Melvin. Bobby was a rocket right out of the truck and broke his motor.
Really?
Yep. So he didn't get a chance to race. So they had 9 or 10. I think they started 9 cars. Unfortunately, first lap they little mishap and lost 3 of them and. You know, but hey, it happens everywhere. It happens to every division everywhere. So I mean, all you do is pick up the pieces and just move on to the next one, put it behind you, and you just go. Cam Curtis won.
That's good to see.
Yeah, Cam won. Cole Littlewood was second. I don't know who was third.
Let's check it out.
You can you that's on you. I don't remember. I know Cole was second. All in all, the race was good. I mean, first time the Outlaws have been back, and I think Frankie Eldridge. I think Frankie was third.
Cameron Houle finished
Cam,
third.
that's
Frankie
right.
Eldridge fourth.
Okay.
Matt Winters fifth.
Yeah.
Mark Hudson DNF. Robbie Streeter DNF. John Meany DNF. Mark LaRoche DNF. And Trevor Rock DNF. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost 2 or 3 in that lap 0 mess, and then I think Trevor had a heating problem. He didn't wreck. I think he.
He's his DNS. Sorry.
Yeah. I think he had a heating issue, whether a water pump shit the bed or something. Other than that, I mean, the day at Hudson was phenomenal. I mean, hats off to John for putting that program together for the day. They had the Outlaws and the Pro V8s,
The Hudson Hippos.
and enduro cars and van. It was a family fun day type atmosphere, and the crowd came out and supported it. It was a really good day.
Adam Perkins came home P1 in the Hudson Hippos, followed by Steve Miller Sr. I guess Bob Williams has raced this year. He
That
finished
don't
third
count.
in
That
a
don't
Hippo.
count.
Danny Gill came home P4, Richard Owens 5th, Steve Miller Jr. 6th, Brian Gagnon 7th, Andrea St. Amor 8th, Ben Bazowski 9th, Pat Donnelly 10th, Robert Taylor 11th, and Aaron Kenny came home in 12th.
What that was the what?
That was the Hudson Hippos.
That was the Hippos, yeah. Then they had a couple of enduros, and then they had a flagpole race, and one-on-one spectator drags, and a spectator race, and then at the end of the day, Ben,
I heard about this.
Ben said, "We're going to jump vans." And I looked out. I was up in the tower helping them score the enduros, and I looked out, and I see this ramp that was getting unhooked from the back of Mr. Ben's truck, and I said, "Somebody's going to die." But it was all good. Once he got it unhooked, the ramp came down a little bit. It was very entertaining. If you guys search around social media, there's some video out there.
We will have the video up
yeah.
within a couple days. Nick just actually got
Got
to
everything,
me
yeah.
and said, "I'll get it to you." So
Yeah.
I saw some videos.
Yeah,
it looked
so-
like the Hudson Hippos will have a few less vans the next time they run.
so we-
Well, yeah,
Flip
but they weren't. But they really weren't Hippo vans.
They weren't the Hippos?
No, they were vans that Ben went out and found to do
gotcha.
this with. Yeah, so it was just a ramp, and the first guy he
Things
just
flew.
he just launched it
It's a way to do it.
Yeah, he just launched it, and if it didn't break it, the thing in half when it came back down, he only did it once. so it definitely
And
had
a couple
some issues.
people said that they definitely felt great the next day, stretched them right out. They
I'm sure it
felt
did.
good and relaxed.
Yeah, then a couple guys thought I'm just going to flip. So they just go over there and got on half the ramp and just started flipping. And so it was just a day of destruction type atmosphere. It was good, though. The fans loved it. I'm telling you, the Hudson faithful,
They love that stuff.
They came out and supported that. So hats off to them.
Pro V8s, we had the double L of George Baldwin coming home P1. I think I saw that was his 100-something win.
Yeah, something. I think it was 50th or 100th.
I should have looked at.
I don't remember. It was something to that effect.
Just posted it the other day. So let's see. Win number 50 at Hudson. That is absolutely insane. Followed by Mitch Wendell, Sam Peabody, Steve Dubois, Mike Wallinger, and Jim Thompson, Ron Burgess, Jerry LePage, and Keith Nelson. Started 9 of them. So I'm still learning basic math here. Sorry. Yeah. 9 of them. So I wish I could have been there. It seemed like a really fun day. So one of the questions that we've been asked, why didn't we broadcast that race? I've gotten that a million times. Because that's a race that's hard. That kind of stuff is hard to follow with a camera. You have too much stuff going on. There's too much stuff happening. There's no ticker. There's not much going on. It was never on our schedule. We're not doing the next one either because that's the same day that the Street Stock Nationals are here. It's just
I don't even know. I don't even know when the next one is.
That's something that you need to see in person. Like you don't get the appreciation value of watching it off a video, unfortunately.
I mean, we'll have it on video up a couple days afterwards.
We had it recorded.
Yeah,
so.
Mark made arrangements to get it done, and so it'll be up in a day or so.
Yep, absolutely. I know this week, unfortunately, having the holiday and a race on Monday, it really It's ready. We're 2 days away from racing.
Yep.
Speaking of racing, coming up this weekend, Claremont Motorsports Park NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Racing Series will be in the house with the late models, the R.E. Hinckley Super Streets, the J.P. Trucking Ridge Runners, the LaValle Building Supply Pure Stocks, and the mini stocks will be here. It should be a fun event. This is one you guys got to come watch live. This will not be broadcasted on Race Day TV. I will be over at Lee USA Speedway broadcasting. It's going to be their first race of the year, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've been, here we are I'm looking at the weather again, but we at Claremont, we've been very fortunate. We've gotten, I think, 4 out of 6 in.
Yeah.
I think 4 out of 6. And, Hudson lost 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think
their first race was
a washout.
Their first race was Monday, and Lee hasn't had their first race
because
yet.
Lee's been rained out twice.
They've been rained out twice. So we'll be back to Lee open for their opener on Friday. You'll be there with Race Day TV. They got a great show, man. If you're down on the coast and you can't get to Claremont and you're down by the coast, go to Lee.
It is Friday night SmackDown. Join us for an exciting evening of racing action on Friday, May 30th at Lee USA Speedway welcomes back one of the most thrilling divisions in short track racing. The 350 small block Smack Super Modifieds. Powerful machines will return to the 3/8 oval to battle for supremacy, bringing high-speed excitement to the fans in the stands. Guys, we also have the Super Streets, the Ridge Runners, the 6-shooters, and the 350 Super Modifieds, along with the Crown Vics. So racing
be a great night of racing.
Kicks off at 7 p.m. It will be broadcasted live on Race Day TV as well.
And then, speaking of Smack, they come to Claremont on June 20th. I think it's the 20th of June. The 350 Supers will be back here as well.
They're fun to watch. They really are. So, Kyle, let's get into a little bit of what it's like out there for you to race. Getting into the mini stocks, coming out of the pure stocks. Was that a huge jump for you?
For the most part, yeah, because we had to start over, or I started over at Monadnock because we didn't have mini stocks here.
So that's right. When you might move the mini stocks, the minis were not here.
Yeah,
that's
so I went to Monadnock, and I blew 4 motors up in that year.
What car? I'm trying to remember your car. Whose was that before you?
No one's.
That was no one? Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that was a different car.
Yeah, no. I built it. So it's a
Builds his own car,
That's
comes out
awesome.
here and starts smacking the field with it.
yeah. So
That's awesome.
4 motors in 1 year, though.
yeah,
What do you
Yeah.
turn for RPMs in that thing?
I don't have a tack, but I'm assuming probably 86, 87. So
I think you meant hack.
oh yeah.
What is the most fun you've had out there so far in any of the divisions?
So I'd honestly say probably the pure stocks with the Cody LaFont race. I think we had we had 30 something cars on property here, and we had to do a B race and all that stuff. And I think I came, I don't know, I think I got like 6th or 7th or something like that. But it was the most fun because I've never raced against that many cars before.
We're gonna do Ken and Melissa decided they didn't, that has to be very emotional for the family to do that event. And they've done it for 3 years, 4 years, or whatever it's been. So that last year they told me that was going to be the last year they wanted to do that event. Yeah. But we're going to still do a bigger pure stock type event with that type of purse. Just a matter looking now, just trying to find a right date where we're not conflicting with anything to make it all work.
Yeah, I mean, got great car count for pure stocks too. So
So now you're getting this car ready for your uncle. Or
yeah, more or less.
are you going to take it out a couple times this year too?
Yeah, probably a few weeks. I'll bring it out. It's not going to be anything stout, more or less, but
Sure,
we're gonna see. I mean, I gotta mess with it a little bit more, but
It makes me wonder what gets into somebody's head like that if they haven't been in a car for so long to say, like, I think I want to get back out there. What's his thinking on that? Did you just drag him back out from coming to the track with you, or?
pretty much. He's helped me with anything I need, or he's big in supporting it, and he's really loves it. So he doesn't really understand the whole front wheel drive and all that, but he helps when he can.
I'm excited to see a guy who has spent a majority of his racing career in, I believe he was super stocks back when I remembered watching him, to move over to something like a pure stock and go out there to see what it is.
Yeah, he'll do a couple of practices before.
I remember talking to Dave Smith, because Dave was a modified guy, and he raced modifieds for years, and he went out in the pure stock, and he said,
I thought
it's fun as heck. I love it.
Didn't he get a Ridge Runner too?
They have a shell.
Oh, okay.
That has not made it past the shell portion.
Oh, so Dave doesn't want to work real hard now. He's just gonna play with his pure stock every now and then. Come on, Dave. We need your Ridge Runner out there.
So yeah, it's I don't even think it's been. Actually, I don't even think it's a shell. I think it's still fully set up.
I've seen Dave work in the past over the years. If he wanted to have that car done, he could have it done in a week. So,
oh yes,
come on, Dave.
100%.
Let's go. Chop chop.
I can't really say much because I did pull him off of his game to paint our car. So this Sunday we have the Choppy Baldwin Memorial. People talk about modifieds at Hudson all the time. They always say, bring them back. When are they coming back? This Sunday, Choppy Baldwin Memorial modifieds return. Hudson Speedway, as we honor the legacy of the beloved figure in racing community. This special event will feature the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series House Divisions, along with the return of the 604 Modifieds and the annual Choppy Baldwin Memorial Race. It'll be a night filled with intense competition and a tribute to a racing legend. Don't miss the action as drivers battle for glory in this memorial event. This event usually brings out a lot of those 604 Modifieds and they usually put on a pretty good show as well. We also have the Super Streets, the Ridge Runners, the Six Shooters, the Pure Stocks, and the Thunder Lights, which is the new kids division over there. So I'm excited to see that, and that will be broadcasted on Race Day TV as well.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons there's no 604 mods here Friday night when we built the schedule. We do our best not to have big events
on top of
each other, but sometimes the schedules don't allow that to happen. But this time it did, and also that the Choppy Baldwin race, it's $3,000 to win. It's a
good little chunk of change.
That's a good chunk for the 604 cars. That's a good purse. And that event usually draws a pretty solid field of cars. So hopefully it'll be the same thing. And 604 guys, if you want to continue to have those special events at Lee and Hudson, when Mr. Bazowski posts this kind of money for those events,
Support it.
all he needs is your support, and the sky's the limit as to what we can do, but we can't do it without your support. We have to have the support to continue doing them.
And Steve Bly did pipe up about that. He said he would have loved to have been down at Hudson, but he was at a celebration of life for
Sure.
a family member. And
Yeah,
that stuff comes
listen,
first, and we understand
life
that.
comes first. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So getting back to Kyle here real quick, mini stocks, is that where it's at, or do you have other stuff in your sights?
For now, it's mini stocks. It's cheap enough. I know them pretty well, so
There's nothing cheap.
yeah, it's cheap enough.
It's cheap enough. Okay.
All right. What? So you built that car from the ground up.
Yeah,
You got 5 motors in it now at this point.
yeah.
So maybe our understanding of cheap is different than your cheap. So
So a motor in that is a K series.
yep.
I don't even know what a K series is.
So basically,
Oh, I hear this
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
all the time.
yeah. So out of the box, they're about 200 horsepower.
Yeah.
So there's really not much you have to do to them.
Right.
As if you can get your car to handle, that's
Then
all
you
it is.
then you can use the
Right.
200 horsepower
yeah.
that you have.
So I mean, that's kind of where I get everybody is the handling of that car. Last year when it was me and Nolan, we both pretty much had the same motors.
Speaking of Noli, what's he doing?
I'm not sure.
I haven't seen Noli at the
Nope.
racetrack all year, and
Nope.
haven't seen his wife at the track or nothing.
No,
Okay.
I what I've heard is he just wasn't racing. If he does, is maybe one or two
One or
times.
two times, yeah.
But I'd like to.
Life comes
Yeah.
first.
No, absolutely.
That's-
I wish he would come back.
Yeah.
I loved running against him. Me and him were pretty clean all year.
Yeah.
But yeah, when him and I would go together, it was whoever started up front.
Yeah.
Is more or less, and it was hard to get by him, and when he got by me, it was good racing. Now it's, like there's some good competitors coming. Definitely a lot of people figuring stuff out too. So other than that, just the motors in those cars are it's $1,000, and just finding the right transmission.
I'm either going
and
to do
all that.
really good here or really bad because I pay attention to most of this. The B series face one way, the K series are the other.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did retain a little bit of knowledge there.
Yeah, so the B series are pretty much what you have in pure stocks for
Yep.
any Integra. That's what they have as a B series. There's different types, but
16, 18, 20.
so
Yeah,
the
I retained a little
18's
knowledge.
more the base model Integras, and that's what most people have.
So what is your car?
It's a 92 Integra.
Okay, because it doesn't look
Yeah.
like an Integra. That's why I
Right.
was curious.
So the pure stock I have is also a 92 Integra. So that's what my car looked like.
Okay.
So I ended up buying
You're literally around the corner. I should go peek at this thing sometime.
Yeah, it's over the hill over
Yeah,
here.
he could drive it to the racetrack. He doesn't even need a trailer.
Your neighbors do.
Yeah.
The ones on this side of you up this way. I've seen the cars come up by the house
Whatever.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
It happens.
Oh, all right. So you gonna venture out to any other tracks this year? You sticking to Claremont, or
I went to Monadnock a couple weeks ago.
I think I was I? I don't know if I was there that week.
Yeah, I won there. That was the first time actually like doing good. Like that track, me and that track are just not friends.
What is it about it?
I'm not really sure. Just the 4 motors I blew up there, just trying to figure it out more or less. And other than that, it was just, I kind of dialed it in and got it. And then,
Who do you gotta thank to get you out here on the track every week?
Oh, absolutely. My Uncle Robin. My wife, Alyssa, she supports me with this, and I appreciate that. My mom and dad, they are supporting of it all, and my grandfather.
Family deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
awesome.
I don't really have any sponsors either, so
we're gonna get Robin through the pure stocks for a while. You're gonna put him in a mini as well eventually and go out.
I told him he can go practice it.
He should have. He should have brought it up here today with it.
I
Would
could've.
have been fun.
Maybe next time.
All right, next Wednesday, guys. You want to see Robin run? Be out here next Wednesday. Got to put him on the spot. That's all I got, Mike. You got anything else?
Well, let's. What's post time at Lee on Friday?
Nope, already went through that. Let me pull that up again. So we go start with Claremont. We have pits open at 4 p.m., gates at 5:15, hot laps at 5:15, and racing starts at 7. Lee USA Speedway pits open at 3 p.m., gates open at 4, hot laps at 5, racing starts at 7. Hudson, guys, you got to remember, Hudson's early.
Hudson, yeah, it's a day show.
Pits open at 10 a.m., gates at 11, hot laps at noon, racing starts at 1 p.m. Just as a general reminder, do not fire motors at Hudson before noon. Please do not, because that just does not go well with the city over there. And racing starts at 1 p.m., and we will be broadcasting Lee and Hudson this week on Race Day TV. So
if you're local in Claremont and you're the guys that stay home and watch it on Race Day TV with buddies sitting out in the garage, this week you got to come to the gate.
Eventually, it would be nice to have enough crew and enough equipment to be able to cover 2 tracks, but it costs a lot of money.
All it takes is time and money.
Yep, time and money, and we don't really have a lot of either at this point. So,
we'll get there. Yeah,
guys, remember practice is up here on Wednesday. Good way to dial in your car, make sure everything's ready for Friday night. A lot of people took advantage of it the last couple of weeks, so it's good to see. When are we? Another question I got asked. I'll just put you on the spot because I forgot to ask you this earlier. When are the go-karts coming back out on the big track again? Are you guys going to get that figured out again?
We talked about talked to Brian this week. To run the junior champs this Friday night, but they open up on Sunday.
There's a hummingbird in here.
Yeah, there's a bird in here, guys.
Oh, nice. But they open on Sunday, so we felt that it was probably not the best idea to have them race Friday and Sunday. So, but yeah, we'll definitely get them back out. Just a matter of timing with their go-kart schedule and our schedule.
Adam Perkin wants to know, when are the hippos at Claremont?
I think the only time I have the hippos on the schedule is the Fall Challenge weekend.
I think he needs to bring his mini stock here.
Yeah, I saw that he said
he's got
pulled
it out. Yeah,
so.
yeah, I saw he got it out. Was fired. He drove it out of the garage. So that's a step in the right direction.
We'll see, Perkins. Can you come out here and show him? Maybe take home that trophy right over there, right here, Friday night, right over here at Claremont Motorsports Park.
Yeah, maybe he get John and the Volts brothers. Are they brothers?
Yes. Yeah,
so
Chris and John.
Maybe get Chris and John to come up too, and we'll take our 8 or 10 car field to 14 or 15 and have a good race.
I'll tell you, one of the coolest pure stocks that I've seen so far was Chris Quinn's. I don't know if you've seen that yet. Mercury Tracer. It is awesome. That I would like to see that thing come up here. Everyone's saying, "Good job, Chester, for getting the hummingbird out of here." He like cupped it with his hand and brought it outside. Drove it out. Now I got to take all the lumber off. Well, I mean, it only takes time, Adam. Get out here. Let's see what you can do up against our guy over here. So that's all that I have, Mike.
I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. We'll see you guys
See you this weekend.
This weekend?
I'm not sure about practice. Follow our social media channels about next Wednesday's practice if we're going to do it for cars or a karts. I'm not sure yet. So follow social media channels at the beginning of the week, and we'll know.
Also, anybody can come on the show at any time. You want to come hang out, come on the show just like Kyle did. Just shoot a message to me or Mike, and come on the show.
That includes the guys at Lee and Hudson. John, I know you're listening. We need to get you up here sometime or get you logged in so you can be part of the show again too. So let's make this all work.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.